As we approach the 2024 presidential election, many of us are eagerly anticipating the chance to cast our votes for Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Informed decision-making is crucial, especially when it comes to understanding a candidate's policy commitments. Let's delve into the RFK Jr.'s proposal to raise the minimum wage to $15 per hour, a rate that his team suggests is akin to a 1967 standard, and explore its pros and cons. Consistent with many of Bobby Kennedy's policies, increasing the minimum wage would be a concerted effort to address inequalities and alleviate poverty. By enhancing the standard of living for low-wage workers and their families, a $15 hourly rate could significantly impact the ongoing living wage debate, which has been central to numerous political campaigns. However, some economists caution that such a raise could disproportionately affect entry-level workers, especially teenagers, and those with limited work experience, potentially reducing their employability due to higher wage demands. A $15 minimum wage could potentially bolster consumer spending, stimulating economic growth and generating demand for goods and services, particularly in low-income communities. Yet a primary concern is the potential impact on an already inflationary market. Businesses might pass on increased labor costs to consumers through higher prices, thereby diminishing their purchasing power. Small businesses in particular face challenges in navigating this delicate balance, while larger corporations may have better strategies for maintaining or increasing profit margins amidst inflationary pressures. Advocates argue that ensuring all workers earn a living wage is morally and ethically imperative. It enables them to support themselves and their families. The push to raise the minimum wage to $15 aligns with the principles of fairness and social justice that RFK Jr. is so adamant about. However, employers may respond to increased labor costs by reducing employee hours or cutting back on non-wage benefits like healthcare coverage or retirement contributions, potentially undermining the intended benefits of a higher minimum wage for workers. On the other hand, increasing worker wages not only boosts job satisfaction, motivation, and productivity, but it also fosters greater engagement and commitment among employees who feel fairly compensated. However, in reaction to elevated labor costs, some businesses might expedite the implementation of automation technologies to supplant human workers, potentially resulting in job displacement and exacerbating unemployment, especially for low-skilled workers in sectors susceptible to automation. Many low-wage workers currently depend on government assistance programs like Medicaid and food stamps to meet their needs. Increasing a minimum wage could alleviate the need for these programs, thereby saving taxpayers' dollars and fostering a greater self-sufficiency amongst workers. But the feasibility of a $15 minimum wage varies across different regions in the United States. While it may be more viable in high-cost urban areas, it could prove excessive in low-cost rural areas. Adopting a uniform approach to the minimum wage legislation could worsen regional economic disparities in the end. Clearly, the policy of raising minimum wage to $15 comes with plenty to consider. I would love to see low-income communities raise their standard of living. I believe it's important to note, though, that large corporations have been anticipating a move such as this for quite some time. They have already established policies and plans in the event of a minimum wage increase, and it is unlikely to benefit employees or the consumer. Small businesses, on the other hand, will be responding to a change such as this in the moment, and they will likely bear the bigger burden of conforming to a minimum wage hike. As such, it's my hope that Bobby Kennedy will take some time to discuss in detail his plans for supporting small independent businesses if $15 an hour becomes the standard. Without a plan like that in place, it's likely that large corporations will further gain an edge over mom-and-pop operations. Clearly, this is the exact opposite of what Bobby Kennedy's candidacy wants to approach and create for this world. So I think even though I'm planning on voting for the man, I think we need to ask him what his real plan is. We need specifics in this regard. We need to find out how he plans on supporting small businesses while also taking that edge away from those big corporations that have basically turned inflation into more profits.